Just kidding.
Nice Honda.
All right, guys, we are back at the drag strip once again with Eroy, except this time we put the front end back on the car. As you guys saw in the last video, we were slowed down a little bit by the bad aerodynamics of the car, but we're hoping with having the front end back on this thing that the aerodynamics will improve and we'll get some of that mile an hour that we lost back, and we can actually go faster than we did last time we were out here. And hopefully we might just get that Tesla Plaid world record, but we'll see what happens today. So we went ahead and got the front end back on the car. If you look right here, we got some carbon fiber vinyl wrap over the ducts that went down here. There was also a fog light right here that we removed just to kind of help get some weight out of this thing. Everything on the front is back to normal, and then from the fenders back, it's still the same how it was with the exo cage. We also put some tape over these guys right here on the fenders. That's where the cameras went. And then if you come around to the back of the car, we also added some speed holes back here. So we took a 5-inch hole saw and we drilled 3 big holes right back here, because our thought is with this being open, there's probably a lot of air trying to get up into this wheel well here. So these holes will help relieve some of that air being built up. We did that on both sides. And we also have a friend who is coming by with another Tesla Plaid, and we might also be trying a different set of wheels and tires out here at the track today. But just to get a good baseline run, I want to run the car as it was last time we were here, just with the front end added, and see if that helps without changing too many other variables. So we're going to get ready to make our first pass out here with the front end on there, on the same wheels and tires that it was last time. Even if we don't get the best launch and we don't 60 foot as good as we did last time, we'll still be able to see if the aerodynamics have improved by the mile an hour out the back. So if we look under the hood, it's still pretty gutted under there. All we did was throw the fenders back on, front bumper, headlights, and obviously the hood. I did have to make these little brackets right here to tie in the fenders back to the chassis, because we cut a lot of the bracketry out of there, so we don't want these things flying off on us. But just to be sure, this is an extra step that we probably don't need to do. We're gonna go ahead and tape up all of the panel gaps along the front end of the car here. We don't have a turbo car out here that we can just turn it up a couple pounds of boost and push through it, so we have to make this as aerodynamic as we can if we want to see any gains out here. So we're gonna tape it up and then we'll get this thing in line. All right, guys, we got the front end all taped up. Something else I forgot to mention was that we also redid this top bar up here. So why I wasn't happy with it, it looks way better now. I actually cut this section out right here so that Wyatt could redo this bar for us. And this piece of steel that was behind the windshield was like 10 pounds. And we actually found some other things to get rid of, like that front crash support bar and a couple other things in the car. And when we actually put this front end all back together, we actually ended up being about what it weighed originally. And we just put it on the scales before we came out here, and it was 38.65. So we really didn't add any overall weight to the car, but hopefully we should have added a ton of better aerodynamics. So we're ready to go, put this thing in line and see what she does.
She's all taped up, ready to go.
All right, guys, getting ready to make our first pass. It's still not in peak performance. It still has 5 minutes remaining, but we're just gonna do one, see what it does. And just like how we did it last time, we are going to do a quick little launch, back up, hopefully get those tires a little stickier, and then go from there.
Though we picked up some mile an hour.
So we definitely spun a little bit there on the line. Our 60 foot was a 155, was not in its peak performance. So having the same issue when we got to the track for the first time last time we were here. And I don't see what our trap speed was on that one though. I don't know if it picked up too much, honestly, guys. We'll see.
Oh, I see it. What happened to the rest of the car?
We cut it off.
906. It's not going anywhere.
The tape feeling?
A little bit.
So we picked up 1.5 miles an hour.
I saw that at a 9.0.
So the aerodynamics are a little better. We just got to get that 60 foot back and see where we are. But it also wasn't in peak performance,
nice,
which it is now. But we might be changing the wheels and tires.
Yeah.
So we'll look into that and try it again here in a second. So the tape ain't holding up too well. You know, it was worth a shot though.
Oh, look down here.
Oh, dude.
Oh, no.
Our whole front, our lower lip's popping off there. It definitely folded that down. I noticed when I was in it, it felt like there was just more air pressure inside. It felt a little more intense than last time. All right, guys, check it out. This is Blake with his race card out Tesla Plaid here, and he just showed up to the track. Tell us a little bit about this thing.
So yeah, this is a 2022 Tesla Model S Plaid. It's the third Tesla race car I've had. I actually had a Model S that we raced up Pikes Peak, set a record in 2016. We had a Model 3 Performance that we set another record at Pikes in 2020. And then we built our first Plaid, which was a 2021. We took that to Mount Washington and set a electric record for modified and for production. It was the first electric car ever going up that race in 100 years. So it's been kind of fun because, like you, I have a Honda background. I started off with Honda Civics doing swaps, coming out to actually what was DeSoto Speedway back when I was 18 years old.
He's just like an older version of me.
Yeah.
He sent me an article from like 23 years ago building a Honda.
Yeah, it's like, so here's version 1.0, this is version 2.0. This is a race car that we built for Pikes Peak, but it holds the record at Sebring, Daytona, Road Atlanta, Barber Motorsports Park, the Firm, Homestead. It's actually the fastest production car ever around Homestead. It's also kind of cool because it's got 4 seats.
Yeah, you gotta show me inside.
Yeah, he doesn't have 4 doors, but we got 4 seats.
Yeah, this thing's sweet.
So part of what makes it fun is that we can actually take people for thrill rides in this.
You can bring the whole family in there.
Yeah. So, you know, I take the kids to school in it, and what's nice is you can fit 4, full tires in the back because that's what we did. And you put 4 people in it, then you got the frunk, so you can pretty much have like that daily driver-esque, like old school hatchback Honda thing going, where you can just roll up and go to the strip. So it's fun.
Yeah, I think cutting ours up was a bad idea. This guy knows what's up. This is sick.
I like stripping weight out of cars because to me that's like the cheapest horsepower. Yep. And nothing like a Sawzall. So I'm really excited about like seeing how different these are. And
how much does yours weigh right now?
It's between 4,400 and 4,600, and I know that's like a big swing, but it does depend a little bit on the number of seats in it, what wheels I have on it, if the frunk's in it, little things like that.
And this one's been a best of a 918?
Somewhere in that range, yeah.
9.1s?
But it did not have the 3 other seats.
Didn't have the full interior.
Yes, it was when we first stripped it, we brought it out.
So not gonna lie, guys, that first pass wasn't as good as I was hoping. I was hoping to see like at least 153 mile an hour, but we only went 151 and a half, which is a small improvement. So there's a chance we could better our time out here today. But before we even do our second pass, we're gonna throw these puppies on. So Blake brought us another set of wheels and tires, and these have some much more capable tires on them. We're not even gonna try to mess around with this setup. We're gonna go ahead and jack this thing up and get these on there and see if we can improve it all. It's also an open track night, not a private night, so the track prep isn't as good. So we'll give these a try and see if we can go any faster. And I think we're gonna line up.
We're gonna line up, and we may even swap over to the Yokohamas. What's kind of neat is these have already been around Daytona at 175 miles an hour, so they got some good luck behind them.
All right, guys, we're gonna try this again. We got the new wheels and tires on the Tesla. Definitely a way stickier tire. We are ready to go though. We're gonna be racing Blake's race car Tesla, see how they stack up. And we also did actually cover the front right here with this plastic that Blake brought us. I said earlier that we didn't want to cover that up since the cooling fan is behind that, but he says he runs it like that all the time and he has no issues with it. So might as well try it out, help the aerodynamics. And this front area was kind of opening up a little bit, so it's gonna help hold all this together. So we're gonna get these things in line and try it again.
All right, here we go. Eroy up against the full-blown track Tesla.
All right, guys, see if we can go any faster.
Again, 151, 9.2 at 147 for Blake.
All right, guys, on that one, we went in 891 at 151 again. So we are up a couple mile an hour. The aero is helping a tiny bit. But you did get me on that one. I wasn't fully ready. I have so many error codes down there that I'm waiting for it to say cheetah stance ready.
They dropped the Pro Tree too. It wasn't a sports.
Yeah, they dropped the Pro Tree. Yeah, I was actually pulling on you up top, so I wasn't too slowed down.
I left him at the tree, but then you were right there at the end.
I'm ready to try it again though.
Let's give it. Let's go.
Back it up.
All right, guys, here we go. Round 2. Eroy against Blake's track Tesla. We need to call the launch. There we go, through the beams and back.
All right, guys, running Blake again. I'm gonna try to get a better tree on this one. I wasn't ready for that, but they're gonna drop it on my thumbs up.
Good launch. 888 at 150s.
Well, a little better.
Another
Back
88.
in the 880s. So it was an 888 at 151 basically, 150.9. So we got the 1.3 back to the 60 foot. We're back at the 5.6s in the 8th. So we're basically right on par.
Yeah.
From what it did last time, which just goes to show the front end really didn't do too much. It's definitely up a couple mile an hour though, because every run so far has been 150 plus. That was actually the slowest one. And the 8s we ran last time were at like 148, 149. So
yeah,
we picked up a solid couple mile an hour. So the aero is helping us, but we have yet to replicate that 60 foot that we did last time. We're close. I got you that time.
Yeah, it's funny because I thought they were going to do the Sportsman this time, and I'm like, yep, still the Pro Tree.
Yeah, I was ready for the Pro Tree that time.
yeah.
I need some James wisdom. Why isn't it faster?
We definitely have a little bit more aero because it's picked up some mile an hour. The only problem with these electric things is they don't show you where they're losing their speed. You know, we got the time slip to show us it's losing to the 60 foot, but it's on a better tire, so it shouldn't be spinning, you know? So
It doesn't feel like it's spinning at all.
it doesn't
I think
look or hear like it's spinning. Like when you spun last time out on the stock tires, you could hear it a little bit before the traction control grabbed it. But this, you don't hear anything. It just goes, but it's not going as fast as it did the last time, the 60 foot. We didn't add enough weight to make that much of a difference. So we need that 60 foot back for it to go a little bit faster. But
it doesn't feel like it's slipping at
I
all.
almost want to take some of that clear tape you had on the, did you have clear tape on the front?
Yeah, we did.
I wonder if we could get some and just make like half doors. Because when we had Leroy in the wind tunnel, the only thing that made a huge effect was capping the doors.
Oh yeah?
Because what happens is the air comes over this and creates like a negative pocket, then it comes off the front and makes a negative pocket. It's almost like the air gets inside the car and pulls it backwards against itself. But now you have the air coming over the top like it's supposed to and around the side like it's supposed to. So I bet you it's getting right here and the air gets real ugly.
I can say it definitely feels different. I do feel like more air is like...
You feel more air
It
coming
feels
in.
like more pressurized in there.
Yeah,
I can't explain it,
that's
but it
exactly
feels
what's happening.
different.
It's a negative air pressure pocket. You have positive air coming over and creating a negative pocket. So you feel it inside. It's like, whoa. Yeah, you know, like when you go down the highway with one window down at like 80?
Yeah.
That same effect's happening. You have air coming in and creating pockets now because it's coming over the car better.
Hey, how much of that clear plastic roll could we borrow?
How much is left? Use it.
Use it?
I wonder,
You want to freaking tape this thing
I
up?
wonder if we take it and just go to here. And
We
then
could just
take
we
it
could just
and go to
enclose
here.
the whole cab on both
And
sides.
then
we'll
we
just
got
go
to
to-
wrap you first, though.
We'll just go from fender to here like a half door,
Yeah.
and then we'll go from here to this bar. Probably do that. We have like a razor blade.
You got some scissors. Are those scissors over there? If this works, I'm gonna go James a steak dinner. Because every time he comes out here, just making us a little faster.
Look at that. Oh, this is gonna be sport.
It's basically an ultralight airplane.
Yeah, we just need some
For everyone that
some
wanted to see
cloth
us
and a little
wrap
bit
it.
of glue.
What the heck is going on here?
Don't worry about it, bud. Okay. Science.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that sound.
If it goes faster like this, it's staying.
That'd be hilarious.
Driving that thing in the rain. It's got full air conditioning
Dude,
and
now
everything.
Dude, the air conditioning's gonna work
the
now.
AC's gonna work a whole lot better than it did, bud. It's gonna be half block.
We barely ran out at the end. We were gonna do the back of it too, but that's all we had.
Now we know though, if this works, we just got to buy more of this and continue.
Oh yeah, if this improves, we're coming back with another roll of plastic and we'll do the whole car.
This thing is gonna
That's that noise, dude.
That's how you know it's gonna work.
Sounds fast.
Think we're ready to try that out. See if sealing up the cabin helps it at all.
I'm excited. I really think this is gonna do something. I'm gonna say if it doesn't blow off before 1,000 foot, we're definitely going 154.8.
I would be.
154.
I'd honestly be impressed if it does that.
I have a feeling. That's my feeling.
That'd be pretty sick.
We might match our 883. You went 888 earlier, right?
Today. My
It'd
best
be nice
ever is
to
the
match our
883.
883, but at 154.8. That's my guess.
If this improves it at all, we'll come back with the whole car fully wrapped. We could even paint it back up, cut out a couple windows.
Yeah, draw some windows on
Yep.
there.
Be good to go.
Draw a little stick figure guy. Like saying, don't miss third in the window.
Give that thing a pop and let's see how tight it is. Woo!
To play a beat on that rig.
Dude, it doesn't look bad though.
You stand back 10 feet and squint just right, it looks like a brand new car.
All right, let's see what this thing does. All right, guys, see if this plastic does anything.
Oh, come on. At 152.
That's the fastest pass of the night, 886. And it went 137 at the 60 foot, which is
Hey, we
really
picked
good.
up a mile an hour
So
too.
152.3. So 886, that's solid. Oh, that's only the piece that went side to side.
Hey,
Oh, we got a little hole.
dude, they worked.
It actually worked though. These are all the other runs of the day, and that is the first time we have gone 124 in the 8th.
Yeah.
That's
So
our best trap speed.
That roof probably blew in a little bit
I'd
after.
say the roof let go about 1,000 foot.
1,000 foot, yeah.
Is my guess. And if you look at all these other slips, look, this is everything else from today. We went 150.5, 151.1, 150.9, and that one
152.3.
152.3. So
go.
picked up a good mile and a half there. And this is the lowest the battery has been. Even though it's not that dead, it's just still the lowest overall. Well, we're a full number down to that 60.
Yeah, still from our
So
from the
if
first
we
one
could
back.
redo that 60
If
foot
we
from
can
the
get a
first day,
136 or 135, 960 foot,
yeah.
it's gonna be fast.
All that that's telling us is next time we come out here, we need to wrap
more.
the whole car.
We need more.
All right.
I think we wrapped the whole thing.
We need more.
I think we understand
more.
the assignment.
You just made the air move over here before it got disturbed. Look how much it picked up. Saying it still blew a hole in it. Imagine that hole didn't blow in there, what it could have done.
Well, before the night's over, just to confirm, let's rip it off, do one more, and then to see what it does before we get out of here. That will kind of back up our belief that it did actually give us a mile an hour.
You guys, this patent's already spoken for, so don't even try nothing. You can get yours at boostedboys.com under the Jack Stand link. Boostedboys.com.
Yeah, don't
Under
forget the
Jack.
It's very important.
Under the Jack Stand link. It's not cheap though. It's about $999,000. So just
It does come with personal installment though. Jack stand flies to your house, saran wraps your whole car, and it picks up 2 miles an hour.
or more depending on your power plant.
All right, Eroy coming up. I think it's the last pass of the night. Cool. 9-0, 150, 150 again. 9.3, 145 over there for Blake.
Well, we didn't go faster today, but
But we learned some stuff.
we learned a lot of stuff.
So I think next mod, full tape mode.
I think that's what's going to
We're
have
like
to happen.
half quarter tape, we need full tape mode.
What do you think about Mr. Sam's idea to do some like 16 gauge aluminum, like some
We
thin
could-
sheet metal aluminum.
I mean, you could do like an aluminum roof and then do the half doors in aluminum.
Because we could easily add some nut certs on the cage and bolt some panels on.
The more flat you add that's metal and rigidly mounted, the easier our tape will stay on. So if you do like the half doors in aluminum, the roof skin in aluminum, maybe the back in aluminum, maybe the rear doors, like
And we
cast the whole
and
back.
then we enclose all that with the tape.
Yeah, and
to
then
seal
what's
it up.
open we just tape, you know, because we can't get rid of the tape. And then we go from there, see what it does. But until next time, we didn't go no faster, but we learned a lot.
Technically, we went faster.
We went faster,
Not
just
quicker.
Yeah.
So this is the fastest we've ever been, just
Yeah.
not the quickest.
Not the quickest, but next time.
Hey, I appreciate you coming out.
It ain't
like
dumb.
always.
It ain't dumb when it works, guys, and that just worked.
It did work. Well, guys, that's gonna do it for tonight. Unfortunately, we did not go quicker, but we went faster and we learned a ton today. I want to give a huge shout out to Blake for letting us use his wheels and tires, and I owe you a roll of plastic wrap.
Yeah.
But it was fun, and that thing is badass, and I'm sure we'll do some more in the future. We've already had some talks of going to a road course, and he's very well equipped to show us around and get us familiar with road coursing Teslas and seeing what this could do at a track. He said he might be a little too scared to drive ours though. Might need to add a couple bars.
Yeah.
But I do want to see how ours would stack up compared to like a stock Plaid. And then do you have a YouTube channel as well?
Yeah, I do. So it's Electric Performance. And yeah, you can also connect with me like on Instagram, Blake Fuller TV. Yeah, been doing this stuff for a while and I want to keep doing it. It's a lot of fun to come out and yeah, we're gonna tear some shit up on the track.
Yeah, have a good night, man, and thanks
Cool,
for coming
thank
out.
you. Appreciate
Great
it.
meeting
Yeah.
you.
Game on.